Hello everyone, welcome to this week's weekly oracle reading. I'm Rebecca Gabrielle. It's lovely to have you here. Now, this week's reading I took a card from the Akashic Tarot deck, and it is the Two of Scrolls. Now, it's a little bit difficult to see the image here on the screen, but there's a woman there in her room surrounded by her daily things, the routine things that she does every day, and there's a window in the background that has a view of the mountains and a monastery in the background, which represents spiritual life. Now, the message with this card is an interesting one. It's a little bit out there. Think of it as putting out a theme for the week. So it is about the conflict or the tension, the push-pull tension that we feel between living a more spiritual life and living a secular life. In past lives, many of you would have chosen to live a monastic life with the goal to be able to really evolve spiritually, have those soul lessons, and to be surrounded in things that support you solely for your spiritual growth. The downside of that is that you would have recognized you were missing out on the love of family and friends and the pleasures of what a secular life can bring. So in another lifetime, you perhaps would have rejected the spiritual life and lived a purely secular life, so to have the opposite or the polarized experience. However, in this lifetime, you are feeling once again the tension or the pull of those two separate lives, because your soul recognizes that it really wants to mature and grow, but there's a challenge to do that in the secular world. The important thing to realize is we do not need to go to the extremes of polarizing one or the other. We do live in a secular world, and it's important that we know how to do that from a place of harmony and without losing or compromising on our spiritual growth. So the message here is, how are you doing that? How are you managing that in your life? Because Spirit is saying it is possible to do that. It's requiring you to recognize the truth of who you are and to find ways to bring your spiritual ideals and beliefs and values into your secular life without ignoring them, giving them equal time and balance and focus in your life. So I guess it brings us to that point of, where is that inner tension and conflict for you? Are you in a relationship, for example, that is taking you away from your spiritual life and the truth of who you are? Are you in a job, maybe, that is doing that is taking away the essence of your spirituality, the truth of who you are, causing you to feel drained so that you can't be your best self? These are just examples, but I feel that Spirit is saying, examine your life and where you feel that tension. And it's time to sort of do something about that, to take some action so that you can live a more integrated life. If your spirituality, your soul is still growing, evolving and learning without missing out on the joys of being in this secular world. We want to know how to live well, to prioritize our well-being, which does mean our mental, emotional, our physical and our spiritual well-being. So that's the challenge for us all, is to how do we integrate that so we're living a balanced life without ignoring the important part of who we are and the truth of who we are, because that remains unchanged always. The truth of who you are remains unchanged despite our circumstances. So it's our growth moment here, our challenge to find ways to make sure that we integrate both of those worlds so that we're feeling fulfilled, we're feeling happy, and that sense of tension is dissolved. We're no longer in conflict with our soul self, but we're living a balanced life in this secular world. So, my friends, that is the message for this week. And what I dare say is, perhaps if you're not going off on a spiritual path, what it is doing is it's bringing to your attention that perhaps you don't have a balanced life and you're feeling that you have conflict that is not enabling you to be your best self or to live according to your personal values and ideals. And if that's the case, it's a red flag. It's a little reminder to say now's the time to reassess and to make some changes. My friends, I hope that message has been helpful to you. Watch out for the daily oracle reads as well, and I'm wishing you a fabulous week. Bye now.